Hello, made it. Welcome to Take Two Tuesday. I'm sorry I am a minute or two here late. I apologize. I just did not get my act together in time today. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is Ken here at the Stamps of Life. This is Take Two Tuesday, our first edition for January 2025. And so I want to welcome all of you here. Let me turn that down just a tad bit. I hope that your new year is off to a great start. We've been busy out here and having fun in our new year. Let's see, I wrote the description for this, and it's funny, it should have said January 7th, and then I noticed this morning it said December 7th. So I'm only a month behind, not bad. Only a month. Good morning, everyone. Danny, Janet, Ellen, Karen, Amanda. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Veer and Shelby, welcome. We're going to have some fun today. We have lots of fun stuff to take a look at. We have a Little Peeps collection. That'll be stamps and dies. And I'll leave a little surprise for that, which one it will be. And then we also will start off with a card base. It's the basic step up. It's pretty easy to use. I'll show you how to use that. Both of these items are from August of 2021. So if you're new to the Stamps of Life, what we do here on Take Two Tuesday is we look at some items from our past that were released often 3-4 years ago. Some of the time we go even further back. So the items we have today are both from August of 2021. And what we do with Take Two Tuesday is this is a chance to remind you that if you have these items, that it's time to dig them out of the bottom of your little craft stash. If you have a box or a dresser or a big old workstation, however you store all your items, maybe you have forgotten about these items. And we want you to use the things that you already have, the stamps and dies you already have, put them to use. And they often can be incorporated with new items, so you can mix and match and do fun stuff like that. If you're new to the Stamps of Life, then these are the items will seem kind of like brand new to you. So this is a chance to introduce these items that you might like. They're great for card making, for scrapbooking, all kinds of different things that you can do with them. These ones are a little bit card base is just going to be for cards, where the Little Peeps, you could definitely put it on a scrapbook page, or maybe you could just decorate or on a paper craft. I know our boys, they like the little Peeps guys. They will just cut out all different ones. We've had the cow, the dog, the cat, the frog. What other ones? I think there's zebra, giraffe, and they'll just keep cutting them out, and they just have a fun time cutting out the little guys. So if you have kids around, Little Peeps are fun for them. Yes, I know you guys are cold out there, right? Isn't it cold everywhere? Even in Southern California, we are, let's see, I can pop up some, so when I say hi to you guys, I can put your names up there too. We'll go through this. It's cold out here even. We are like high 50s, which for us, that's pretty cold, but it's kind of windy today. I think we're getting some of this Santa Ana winds. And usually the Santa Ana winds make things a little bit warmer, but it's also overcast. And that's kind of unusual to have clouds and Santa Ana winds. But some of the time when we get Santa Ana winds, we also get fires. So it has been kind of dry lately. We haven't been getting a lot of rain. So hopefully we will not have fires, but it is pretty cold out here. Like I said, high 50s, but I know you guys are all freezing out there, right? Like cold. Is anybody in a place that's warm? That's my question for you. Is anybody at a place that's 70 or above? Anybody? Maybe, I love Tahula. She's in Irvine. She's about as cold as me. Is anybody out there getting into the 70s even? I see lots of cold, lots of snow. It's cold. That's all I can say. Well, again, I hope that your year is off to a great start. Let's see what else. For news, we have, if you didn't see, last Tuesday we did Take Two Tuesday. I don't know, like episode 52. Now we're on 53. That night, the new stamps and dies had come out. They are on our website now. They are the love lovable ladybugs. Maybe you've seen those. Let me see if I can find any extra information here. Where are we? Oh, it's popped out there for now. So this new club set came out it would have been Tuesday night, and we did a live release that night. So we introduced this collection. You get the stamps, and you can now always see them better. Let me switch over cameras here so you can see a little bit better. You get the stamp set. These were mailed out on Wednesday or again, I got some out on Wednesday, which was actually New Year's Day, and then the rest of them were shipped on Thursday. So hopefully a lot of you are getting these already. They should be on their way to you. If you're in the Die Hard Club, you get these two together. And of course it would come with a postcard. And if you're doing Stamp Club, you would get stamps and the postcard sent to you. You can join on our website. It's lots of fun to be in the club. Here's a couple card samples from our design team. Actually, this is a basic step up here. Very, very similar to the one I'm going to show you today. This has the rounded version. You see the corners are rounded. And it has our cute little ladybug there and dressed up kind of like a spring looking card. And here is a flip it card there. So to give you some ideas, and you'll see more ideas on this now. So that is on the website. If you're not in the club, great time to join. I'm trying to think what else about that club. So you can get those items through the club. The dies are not available on their own until the 20th of the month. And currently right now, if you go to our website, let me show you some of the new items that are over on our website. So that was the club. Then on our website, let me see if I can find it here real quick. Hang on. If you go to our main page, and I will find it here. So if you go to our main page, you'll see a lot of the new items. This is not even refreshed, but we have released new items. So these are the new items on the website. They were just released last night. But before we get to those, if we go back to the 7th, you'll see this section here below. We do still have this Tulip Trio here. That's a folded die set that's available. Now these are out of stock right now. The more lovable ladybugs and the dies. I have ordered more of the stamps, so they will probably show up in about 2 or 3 weeks. So make sure you hit that notify me button right there. See? Hit that notify me button on this one, that one, and on the solids. I've ordered the stamps, and I know Stephanie has ordered more dies, so they should be on their way. Again, like another 2 to 3 weeks. The club set, I'm sending some to Utah. I shipped some yesterday, so they might show up again on the website in another 2 or 3 days. Again, here's the dies. They don't come out until the 20th. Then the new items from today. We have new items. They have officially are on the website today, but they were added last night. So we have this awareness ribbon, the True Warrior clear stamps and dies, and then the swirly chain background die set, which is really nice. I've seen some nice cards with that. Let's look real quick. So Stephanie's video, and then you can go through the ideas, and it's a really nice background. You might like it. See how that comes out? It looks really, really cool, I think. Adds a lot of extra interest to your card front. So there's some nice card samples there for you. That one is still available. I think all the items from last night are still available. Let's check that. And there was one other one. We're getting in we have St. Patrick's Day coming up. So this is really nice for that. Lucky to know you. That will work for St. Patrick's Day, but any time of the year. So that's all on the website. We still have the stencils, and then, then we're going back to stuff from back in December. So that's all new on the website. Let's see what else. No, we don't want to see that. Back over. Oh, I lost my light. It blinked. My light did a little crash there for a second. Hopefully it's going to stay on. Let's get rid of that. Okay, then this Thursday, of course, we do Stephanie's Crafting Corner every Thursday. We'll be on YouTube and Facebook. I hope that you'll set a reminder to join us, because there's going to be a special surprise on Thursday. I don't know if Stephanie told you about it or not, but I won't give too much information because she might not have said. But there's going to be something you're interested in on Thursday night. So that is something to look forward to. Thursday night, 5 p.m. if you're on the West Coast, Pacific Coast, and 8 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. So stay tuned for that. It's not a person, but you will enjoy the presentation on Thursday. And I know a lot of you have been asking about this, so it will be something to look forward to. See if I can find my name here. Some of the time I can. Let's see that. There's that. Now I wonder what I have inputted here. Yes, there it is. Okay, again, I'm Ken at the Stamps Live. Let's get rolling. Thinking of the new year. Before we start to check out the items I have to show you today, they have all these crazy days that you can celebrate. If you go to, I don't know if you look like national days that they bring up, here's what we could be celebrating. Now, you might have missed out on a couple of these, but this is just for fun. Now, if you like any of these days or you celebrate any of these days, darn it. Let me check and see what's going on with my light here. 1 second. 1 second. This light is not cooperating. Okay, I'm going to unplug it. It's got some battery charge. Let me see if it's going to stay on by itself. Okay, so we have these celebration days, and you can get just about anything you want to celebrate on this calendar. So check out these days. Some of them have passed already, but let us know if you plan on celebrating these days or if you did celebrate these days. Here we go. I'll flip over to, and we'll just go through like the 7th, since today is the 7th. All right. Do you see any days of these that you want to celebrate? The polar bear plunge day. That looks cold, even that picture. I definitely know I'm not going to celebrate that one. National Bloody Mary Day. Wow. Motivation and Inspiration Day. Now, that one might be good. Now, we missed some of these, but I think you could still celebrate them if you want. See what else we got here. World Introvert Day. I'm pretty much an introvert. Do you guys consider yourselves to be introverts or extroverts? And if you're an introvert, if you are an introvert, how would you go about celebrating your special day? Wouldn't you kind of be like, wouldn't you be too introverted to want to celebrate? That's what I would think. I definitely wouldn't want to celebrate that. What do you guys think? Then we have, how can it be National Fruitcake? Oh, it's Fruitcake Toss Day. That makes sense. I suppose some people do like fruitcake, but I've never cared that much for it. So I guess the leftovers from Christmas, you're supposed to toss them. We have Festival of Sleep Day. Now that one sounds good to me. Little extra sleep, can't go wrong with that. Pop Music Chart Day. See this is random stuff that you can they can put on this calendar. I think you can pay money and get just about any day celebrated. So do we have any introverts or extroverts? What do you guys think you are? Introverts or extroverts? Got to answer that in the chat. Make sure you answer in the chat. Oh, and for you who are watching later, maybe you can't answer in our chat right now while we are live, but you can always post in the comments down below. Any of the questions I answer, we like to see the comments. I haven't seen a lot of comments lately, and I know some people are watching, so make sure you can add your answers to any of our questions in the comment section down below later, and we'll see them. Then we have National Whipped Cream Day. Stephanie would love that one. She loves whipped cream, certain brands, and certain brands she doesn't like. Sometime on Amazon, you try to order one certain brand and they replace it with something else. And so that is a bummer for Stephanie. She doesn't always get the one she wants. National Bird Day. We have Apple Tree Day. I guess Bird Day and Apple Tree Day, those are pretty normal. So we can celebrate those. National Smith Day. I don't know what that means. Does that mean if you have the last name Smith, you're supposed to celebrate? And here we are today, National Tempura Day. Now, I'm for that. I bought this tempura at Costco. It's pretty good, actually. Costco, it's shrimp tempura, and it comes with a little bit of sauce. The only sad thing is it's been in my freezer for about a year. I opened it, and I ate some of it, but I forgot about it. So hopefully it's not, you know how when it gets iced up too much, it might be like that now. National Bobblehead Day. National Bobblehead Day. Does anybody celebrate that? I doubt it. Danny likes National Bird Day. Awesome. Florence says she's an introvert. Danny is an extrovert. Pam's more of an introvert. Upstairs, hobby introvert. Yep. Celebrate. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All us introverts will just celebrate by ourselves, right? That's the way we would do it. And we will be happy. You can just say, hey, this is my special day, and I'm going to celebrate it how I want to, right? All right, let's move on. So that was our kind of our introduction. Let's get going. We're going to check out this basic step up card die set. Now we'll take a look at some of the samples here, but before I take the dies over there to cut them and run them through the machine, I'm going to have a crafting quiz that you guys are going to have to help me with, because they give us all of these terms for different types of crafting that I have no idea. And I think there are like 10 questions that we can answer, and there's 10 questions on this side and 10 answers on this side, and we have to get them to match up. So, and after I show you the card samples here, we're going to do that next. So hang in there. It's going to be fun, but if I don't get your help, I'm probably going to get a failing grade on this one. And I bet some of you know a lot about these crafts, and you might be able to help me get the answers. So get ready for that, okay? Get ready for that. That's coming up. All righty, our basic step up card die set is right here. And let me show you that. Get a lot here. This is going to say it has a ton of dies, but back to how we talk about with these card bases, one big die is going to do most of the work, and then you're going to have these large panels in here that will also help out. So usually about 3 of the dies do almost all of the work on this type of card. And then this is all decorative items here, flowers and little panels. So you can really go crazy with this one. But let's find it over here on the website. And let me add that slide so you guys know what I'm talking about. Again, this is the Stamps of Life Basic Step Up Card die set. It's really nice. Gives you a different looking card base, and you'll have lots of fun with this. Let me find it. Not frog. Step. There it is. Yeah, Basic Step Up. August of 2021, okay? And over here on the website, I do have some information about it. Switch over to that. All right, you get, see how many dies you get? I told you get a lot, 24, but don't get overwhelmed by that. That is just a lot of decoration, which you can use on this when you use this card base, or you can also use all the extra die, a lot of the extra dies on some of your other projects when you're making a different type of card. So it's flowers, with some of the flowers have the shadow, the outside, there are some squiggly lines there, lots of decorative things. So 24, it says an extended platform and extended cutting plates are recommended for this item. So it's a little bit larger die. Let's see what else. Oh, let's look at our samples there, and we can enlarge those a little bit. And we have some nice samples from our design team. So see, you has all the flowers there, but the cupcake, you just add what you have. There's using the flowers and some pattern paper for the backgrounds. There's a video from Stephanie. Well, we don't want that. No. Another sample. I think that's from the packaging in there. It shows you all the dies. That's a really nice one. Oh, look, with the little ladybugs. So that would work great with our new ladybug sets, right? All these flowers on a basic set. There's some of our gnomes and our mushrooms added to that one. And our little tortoise cello there, it says. And so you can see how you can mix some things that you have with what comes in this card base. Okay, that is on the website. And let me switch you back over to me. I'll show you the card samples I have here. I have a few of them. They might be the ones we saw on the website. I only have 4 but these are really nice. So let's see. Let's start with this one. And it might spark an idea for you, something that you want to make. And again, good chance a lot of you might have this already. Doesn't say this was, oh, it was, this was released with the other company, I think, before, not on HSN. Here we go. 4 card samples for you to see. Remember the one we saw earlier that I showed you? There's the 2 different versions, and we have both of these on our website. There's the rounded, and then the one we're looking at today is the square, more straight edge. And here is basically just using what is in the die set kit. Looks like they did add ribbon to that, but everything else would have been in there. You just have to cut your pattern paper. Here's the one with the ladybugs. This is a nice one. And that there. And one more to show you. Now we're going to start our quiz, okay? So get ready. I need some help today. It's your birthday, have fungus. I think that's supposed to mean like have fun. But have fungus if you're a mushroom. I guess if you're a mushroom, you'd get it. Okay, here we go. Quiz time. And I'm going to need some help, everyone. So here we go. I will find this quiz over here. This is crafting related. So let me find all your comments. And let's see. Well, you're going to see the questions and the answers. You're going to have to help me. I probably won't take the very first guess of somebody, but if we see maybe 2 or 3 people say the same thing, then we're going to go with that. Okay, here we go. This one is, I'm not going to get this one on my own, so please help me. Somebody, let's switch over this here. You have some advertisements on the side, so just try to ignore them. They know I like football, so they're putting up football commercials on the sides here. No, let's get rid of that. Okay, here we go. This should be fun, but not easy. Get ready. Oh, not that one. Almost. Come on. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I should be able to pop up. So we have, here are our questions. This is challenging. So these are kind of like the categories on this side. These are the answers we get to add into. Now we'll be able to get this one, scrapbooking. But look at all these other things. Does anybody do quilting or crocheting or basket weaving? There's scrapbooking, pottery, stained glass, knitting, rug hooking, origami, or textile weaving. This is going to be a challenging one. Okay, so the question is, what fits with this? The badger, copper foil, and Dutchman. Does anybody know which one of these craft types of craft fits with those terms? Does anybody know? Kellyanne does crocheting, so she's going to help us. So the first group is badger, copper foil, Dutchman. Does anybody know which one of these choices over here goes with the number 1? Anybody? Let's go to number 2, because I don't think anybody knows number 1. Andy, we can't just guess, because look at somebody up here got 0 out of 10 right. Somebody got 6 out of 10, and somebody got 10 out of 10. So it is possible. How about a bass chain, double treble, and popcorn? Anybody know what that is for? Bass chain, double treble, and popcorn. Okay, number 2 is crochet. Is that right? Is that what you say, Linda? Danny Rowe, yep, crochet. Okay, well, I'm going to put crochet there, okay? Let's try that. Will it let us add that there? Okay, we got crochet in that one. Let's go to the third one. How about a base, a sink, and a flapping bird? Base, sink, and flapping bird. I know it's not card related. Does anybody know that one? Cricket. Cricket's not on there. Okay, I know this one's easy. Die cut, embellishment, crop. That's got to be scrapbooking, correct? So we're going to do scrapbooking. No, well, that should be crochet. Now we got to do scrapbooking, and we're going to put that one there. How about a biscuit? Oh, origami. Diane says origami is with the base sink and the flapping bird. Is that right, Diane? Kellyanne, oh, this is gonna. I think I'm gonna mix you guys up too much. Okay, so number 3 with the base sink and flapping bird. What do you think it should be? And I think you guys are saying origami, right? Let's try it. We will put origami right there. Number 4. 6 is quilting. Okay, 6 is quilting. We're gonna go for number 6. Whoops. Quilting, we're going to put it number 6. You guys agree? 3 is origami. Awesome. We got that. Quilting. We're trying for number 6 at quilting. How about a heedle, a warp, and a weft? Number 7. Heedle, warp, and weft. Number 4 is pottery. Okay, we're going to do that. Number 4 is pottery. Who said that? Kellyanne says that's pottery. Okay, we're going to try that. Okay, we're about halfway there. Upstairs hobby is weaving with the number 7. 7. Everybody says 7 is weaving. Okay, we're going to try that. Whoops. Weaving. Basket weaving or textile weaving? Textile. Okay, textile. We're going to try textile. Okay, then, whoops. Now I'm getting them all mixed up. Oh, gee. What did I do here? No. Can I move them back over? Can I? Yeah, let's see. Okay. I messed this up, you guys. What did I do? Number 4, let me go back in number 4 is pottery. Okay. Sorry. Pottery. Number 7 we said is textile, right? Textile. Okay. Now, why does it keep doing that? Okay, there we go. Great. Oh, no. Should have stayed there. Okay. Pearl, cable, and frog. Does anybody know that one? 8 is knitting. Number 8 is knitting. Okay, Janet, we're going with that one. I'm just going with your guys' recommendations because I know none of these. Number 9. Number 9. Does anybody know number 9? 10 is rug hook. Okay, who said that? Valerie said 10 is rug hook. You guys are awesome. I don't know any of these. Okay, we're down. Whoops, we're down to just a few left here. Whoops, why will that one not stay there? We need number 8. Who said number 8 is knitting? 8 is knitting. Okay, 8 is knitting. That leaves us with 2. Whoops. Whoops. I don't know why I cannot do this. Whatever it wants me to do, I am not getting it. Okay, the next one. We're down to our last 2. Does anybody know number 9? I told you this is pretty challenging. 9 is stained glass. Okay, that is stake, strand, and stroke. Try it. So that leaves us with basket weaving for the first one. Here we go. I'm going to answer these. 9 is basket weaving, you guys say? 1 is stained glass. Okay, let me change these around real quick. Let me move this out of here. So basket weaving we think is here. And, whoops, stained glass here. Okay, 1 is stained glass. Okay, is that what we're going to stick with, everybody? We've got 10 answers. Do we think we got 100%? Does anybody see one that is wrong, that I maybe put the wrong answer in the blank? Somebody help me out. Everybody saying yes. Kellyanne says yes. Upstairs hobby, yes. Yes. You think we're going to get 100%? I'm counting on you guys. 9 is basket weaving. Yeah, I got that. Anybody else want to get in their approval? This is your last chance. We don't want to end up with that person who got the 0 out of 10. You see that one up there? 0 out of 10. We want to be like this, 10 out of 10. Looks good, Gwen says. Okay, Valerie says yes. All right, here we go. Submit my answers. Here we go. Yes, 1. Yes, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the only one I knew. You guys, was number 5. 6, you got it right. 7, good job. 8, woof. How about that? Perfect score. If I could give out awards, I would give you guys awards because I would not have done it without you. Congratulations, everybody out there. 10 out of 10. We'll take it. So if you want to do trivia, stuff like this is called funtrivia.com. They have some fun stuff on there that you can check out. All kinds of different categories. I saw this one that had like crafts or something, and I thought you guys might be able to do it. And so you bailed me out. Great job, everybody. If I had someday I'll figure out how to get an applause button here. I would applaud all of you. Thank you so much for your help. You did it. Now you tell me you're guessing on some of them, right? Well, you guys all guessed right, but I think most of you, it seems like everybody knew 1 or 2 that maybe nobody else knew. So that kind of paid off together. Good job. So 10 out of 10. All right, let's go check this out. Let's go check this out now. What we can do here. Ooh, I'm a little zoomed in there. I think last week we were stamping and I must have been on the stamping mat a little bit. So let me zoom out just a tad. There we go. All right. The dies are here. And let's see what we can do real quick. We'll cut the base out, maybe a couple panels, and just kind of get something together that looks nice without making it too busy. So I want to do that large panel, and maybe we'll do a couple little inside ones there. All right, let's get this out. And remember that I do have a larger die machine here. This is the 8.5 inch, and it does have the extended plates. So you'll see how the website did recommend that you have the longer plates for this one, okay? I think it might just barely fit on a regular size cutting plate, which I don't have, but you better follow the recommendations. Don't listen to Ken. If you want your card base to come out right, you want to follow what the website says. Alrighty, let's get some cardstock down here. See what we have. I was trying to pick out some different colors. Yeah, this will be something we don't usually use. This might be our tangerine. I'm not 100% sure on that because, again, a lot of the cardstock I have here is just extras. So you're going to lay that down. Again, we want to miss out on the speed bump, so just give it just a little bit of an angle there. And make sure that this top plate is covering that die, or it's not going to work. All right, I have that lined up. And lately I've been hitting the sides here, and I don't like that squealing or crazy extra noise you get when that happens. So I was a little extra careful there. And so this is going to cut our card base and also give us score lines. So we don't have to measure or figure out where we have to fold or anything like that. The card base will just do it all for us. Okay, so here we are. Looks like that's going to fold right there in the center. Now this, I did do this yesterday, but I was a little uncertain how this was supposed to go. So I think this goes down. It's kind of like an accordion. And there, yeah. So this is going to be kind of like a step up here. So the shortest panel, the smallest panel is here at the front. then your medium size and large here. And we're going to go ahead and flatten this out really nice. And there is our card base. Okay, we'll set that off to the side. Put that over there. And we're going to use some white for our panels. It looks like you could do panels on the front and back. So just since I'm running this through the machine, I might as well do something for the front and the back at the same time. I don't think you normally decorate the back of the card, but if you wanted to, you have that option. So we will try that out. And I can see that one part of the die here is thicker than the other, so we'll have to make sure they match up also. Now, see, there I didn't have my die turn exactly, so we got a little bit of a speed bump. No big deal. And that just keeps popping off, that little extra piece there. Okay. Whoops. Why did I do that? That was a mess up. Sorry, everybody. I do have another card base now that I can use in the future. I was supposed to be cutting the panels and nobody said anything. Well, I couldn't check your chat, so it's my own fault. Let's try this. Here we go. We'll save that card base for later. And that's some extra scrap. That one looks kind of, oh, that's too dirty. I can't use that. Things are falling apart here. Okay, let's try again. Here I thought I was cutting the right panels that I needed when I was actually just cutting the die again. No big deal. No big deal. Go ahead and turn those there. And we'll run that through. And then next up, remember we have a little peeps coming up. Maybe we'll figure out a way to add that little peeps guy to our card base. We'll give it a try. Now again, remember if you're watching later, we had that chat or we had our quiz. Put in the comments if you try to answer them all those questions yourself and see if you could get them right. I want to know if anybody else could get 10 out of 10 without a group effort. I think that would have been pretty hard, right? Like I said, working together, we could do it. Okay, so here we go. We got to make sure these line up. So this one is going to fit here on the front. Now, if you want to decorate the back, you could. Again, I think that is not normally what happens, but you have that option. And it'd be kind of nice if, say, if I would have done a pattern paper and to put that on the back, just to give it a little bit extra look. And you could also use pattern paper on the front. But let's just go ahead and add these two to our card base. I think this will work. Maybe. Is this one? Oh, got to take the lid off there to get that tape to work. I always have a bit of a hard time with these different kinds of tape runners. I guess I just don't use them enough to feel super comfortable with them. Sometimes I mess them up, which is kind of frustrating. So that looks good. Everything's nice and centered. Just kind of press that down. And let's go ahead and add that to the back. Again, I'm just showing you the options here. Maybe you like to decorate the back of your card. I know that most of the cards I see don't have any decorations on the back. But there you go. There's our card base. Off to a nice start. It's looking good. And let's try a couple little extra pieces here. Maybe we can do this decorative swirl. And I'll try to find some color that might look nice on there. And how about a flower? Let's do one of the flowers at least. So we've got the swirl. We've got a flower. Now, none of these, I did not practice with any of these yesterday, so I'm not sure exactly what we're going to get. But let's give it a try anyway and see what happens. That will be our swirl. I'm trying to think about this real quick. We'll do our swirl with this. Maybe this is razzleberry. I'm not 100% sure on that. Do our swirl there. And if I would have been smart, I would have used an adhesive sheet for this. But we'll be able to use that tape runner to get some adhesive on this. This shouldn't be a problem. We'll just run it back. I need to go all the way through there. Oops, I lost some dies. Come back, little dies. Okay, let's see what happened there. Oh no, I don't really like that. How am I going to get adhesive on these guys? That is not good. So I definitely should have put this on adhesive paper. Look how small those are. Well, let's try. And I don't know how I'm going to center them. I thought it was all one big piece. So my fault, my mistake. Let's see if we want them to kind of roll out like that. Yeah. Good luck on this one, Ken. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Go ahead and run that. Oops, is that on there? Yeah, it should be on there. Let's try that one. Ooh, no, we want to flip that one over. And I'm using this as scratch paper here underneath, so hopefully not to mess up my, well, make sure you can see this. Now the challenging part here will be is if I can kind of center this or not. Let me look at the sample here on our base. So they have that facing down, which I think it could go either way, but which side did I put my adhesive on? That will be the trick. And it goes pretty close to the edge, so let's try that. And we will add a little, no, that's not sticky enough. Well, that's going to work for now. We'll add a little flower in there, so if it's not quite centered perfect, we'll be able to make it look nice. We have those little designs there, some swirlies. And is that going to stay down? See, I did not get quite enough adhesive on these, but for now, this should work. Maybe. Okay, that's kind of staying on there. Again, you'd want to do a much better job with your adhesive, but it is working. I probably just was able to get adhesive right in these center spots here. We're going to add a flower there. And see if we can layer something nice here. Let's try this, something different. I have this kind of nice looking shiny cardstock here. I'll run both of these through, but I don't think we're going to use the shadow with this. We'll have to get a different color for the shadow. Oh, I see there are some other different ways you could do this still. Let's get that out of the way. See what we get here. Actually, this might look good. Let's see how it does look. And have to have something to break that up there in the middle. So we could, that doesn't look good. So that will be fine for the top, but we have to have something different for the shadow under there. Let's see if we have a green. I think I do have some green here. This should work. Let's go ahead and go one more time through. And again, we just need the background there. And this actually might work good because I think our little frog that we'll try to incorporate to this card later will also kind of be the same color of green. Run that through. Okay, and see what we have here. All right, that will look better. So we'll have this kind of gold color on top of that green. Let's add some adhesive to that. Is that the right way now? Good. We'll add that to the top. And this will at least get us a start to a nice card base. When we add our little guy here later, and we'll add some adhesive to the back. And we could just add that right there to the center. There we have a nice start. Looks like they have this kind of at an angle. That looks good. So that would be the front of our card. We could add some leaves. You can see all the different leaves. You can layer, add a bow, all kinds of extra stuff. You could decorate the panel in here if you like. If you have some patterned paper you really like to use, you can add that in. But we're going to plan on putting our little frog there when we come back. So there we go. That's the basic step up. You can see it didn't take me long to get this far. Lots of options, easy to do. If you want to do pattern paper there, makes your card come out nice really quick. You don't have to do this extra stuff like that I'm doing here. But it has all kinds of different fun. These squares will fit the panels that I was showing you there. You have all these decorative dies. Lots of fun options with this one. But that is a start to our card. Okay, we'll come back to that. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Let's switch back over here to our main table. Let me get my name off there. Sorry, I should not have left it there. Again, yeah, good job, everybody, on our questions. Let's see. Yeah, on the inside of the card, you could add, where would you add your message on that? Let me come back over here and check this out. Yes. So this panel, now I see everybody's telling me. So this panel here could go on the inside and you could write your, so if I were to put that panel here, which I might be able to do. No, because I have the adhesive on the wrong side. But that larger panel, my mistake, that could be used right in here on the inside. So just imagine this all being white and you could add your sentiments there. So who said that? Anyhow, I think I saw somebody, I don't see the name now. Somebody said that that should go on the inside. And you're right. This panel, you could decorate the back, but I think it's built to go on the inside. It would fit right in there. We'll come back to that. Alrighty. Oh, I was trying to get my name off of there. I'm sure you guys are tired of seeing. We know it's you, Ken. We know. Give me 1 second here. Oh, where is that? Still not quite as familiar with all these buttons on this as I should be. So it takes me, every once in a while, I lose my direction. Okay, we're moving on to our frogs. And we do, of course, since we have frogs here, we have to do some fun facts for our frogs. Let me find those. And frogs, I don't know, you always, at least in the cartoony version or the animated version, we always have I think a positive outlook on frogs. But when you read some of this frog information today, these facts, it might creep some of you out. So be prepared. Your favorite frog might be a little bit different than you expected. So let me find our banner. No, not that one. And there's our frog. So this Little Peeps frog is from also August of 2021. So just about 4 years ago. You get a nice stamp set and die set. Let me see if I can put both of these on my little station over here so you can see them a little better. Yep. There we go. So there's the stamp set and the dies that match it. It's really a nice one. Popular if you like our Little Peeps guys. A lot of the clothing and the accessories can be mixed and matched. So you have those options with the Little Peeps. Let me show you on the website what we have. Oops. Here I am, and I'll get you over here to the website. Yes. Okay. Before we do our facts with our frog. So if you just type in Little Peeps, all of the Little Peeps options will come up. And I think there might be, see all the different ones you can add. There are little boys for Miller. There's a Katie, Kirsten, all kinds of, and you see the monkey. Whoops. Why am I showing you? I'm sorry. You're not seeing what I am seeing. There we go. So this is the Little Peeps right there, the frog. And you have, again, you can mix and match with these other guys. They have some clothes. There's the dog. This is a combination of giraffe and horse. For some reason, I thought that was a zebra. That somebody decorated that. Maybe the zebra is separate. Huh. But you see there's some characters and you can mix and match some of their different items together. They're kind of fun. Now on this one, you get, this includes 8 stamps in this set. The largest stamp, which would be the frog right here, he is about 2 inches wide by 3.5 inches in height. Remember, our stamps are made in the USA, so they're nice, high quality. You're going to get great impressions. Then there are the dies. Let's look at the samples first. We'll scroll through here. Lots of fun samples. Lots and lots of fun different ways to use this one. This is our pudgy shark. There he is, getting ready for a swim. Let's make a splash. Best buds. See how you compare it up with some of the other little peeps. You're totally awesome. I'm sorry, I forgot your birthday. Get it? Forgot. And they're swimming around. And what else do we have? Back to the beginning. Then if you scroll down, there's the dies right there. And I think all the card samples are going to be the same, but we'll take a peek. You get 8 dies here. And let's see, do we see anything different? Oh, I think there was one different one down there. Let's scroll to that. Not that one. No, not that one. Nope. No, we've seen all these. Sorry. That was a different one. There, that was the one I saw. That stands out really nice. And fun looking card. Hooray, it says. Okay, let's check out our fun facts. Oh, yeah, we can do our fun facts. Here we go with our frog fun facts. Well, they call them 15 fascinating facts about frogs. So be prepared for some weird things about frogs that you might not have known. Okay, here at the beginning, did you know not all frogs can jump? Now that is weird because the first thing you associate with frogs is that they jump all over the place. Wouldn't you say? Frogs are jumping all around. Wouldn't you say? They should be. Let's see. Oh, I also want to mention, I forgot to tell you at the beginning, we'll be doing Matthew chapter 20, okay, at the end of our good news segment. Matthew chapter 20 from the Bible. Get ready for that. So there's our frogs. They don't, and they use their eyes to help them eat. That's weird. These fun frog facts will give you a new appreciation for frogs. Here we go. 15 facts about frogs. Frogs live around the world on every continent except Antarctica. Let's see if I might be able to find that here so it doesn't look like I'm looking off to the side all the time. Oh, where'd it go? Give me 1 second. This will be better. Oh, frog facts. There we go. What is that commercial doing? Okay, there we go. We did the one, they live on almost everywhere except where it's super cold. What was it? Antarctica? No, come on now. And what else? There are more than 6,000 different frogs. A group of frogs, this is a funny one, is called does anybody know what a group of frogs is called? An army. That is funny. I never have heard of that before. A group of frogs is called an army. Let's see, not all frogs are green. There are brilliant, colorful species in every color of the rainbow: red, blue, orange, yellow, and purple. Now, I think of every frog. I know that every frog is not green, but that's what I always think of first is green. Now we get some of the weird stuff. A frog's bulging eyes allow it to see in the front, sides, and partially behind. Wouldn't that be weird if we could see what was behind us with our eyes? That is weird. 180-degree field of vision, and their night vision is really good. A frog can't keep its eyes open when eating. This is gross. So he's eating something. When a frog swallows food, it pulls its eyes down into the roof of its mouth. The eyes help push the food down its throat. That is gross, right? It's like some things you just don't want to know. What else is on here? Bullfrogs can be heard up to a mile away. Each frog species has its own special call, so the males know how to attract the females. They have teeth. Did you know that frogs have teeth? I did not know that frogs had teeth. Why would you think? Why would they even have teeth? Don't they just eat bugs and stuff like that? Not all frogs can jump. We read that. The South African sharp-nosed frog holds the world's record for the longest jump. It jumped 44 times its body length. So he's 3 inches. He jumped 130 inches. That's like 10 feet. For us, that would be like if we could jump, that's like 40 times. And say if you're 5 foot, that would be like if one of us could jump like 200 feet. Wow. That's what it says right there. And I 220. Huh? I'm good at math, I guess. Not really, but the world's tiniest frog, this one's funny, is about the size of a common housefly. It lives in a leaf litter in the rainforest in New Guinea, Papua New Guinea. So that is a tiny frog, right? If he's like the size of a fly. Whew. The heaviest and biggest frog on earth, named Goliath, it grows up to 12, so a foot-long frog, and weighs about 7 pounds. It can live up to 15 years. Yikes. I read this one, last one. You don't want to mess around with this frog. The golden poison frog, which is in Central and South American rainforest, has the distinction of being the most poisonous animal in the world, despite being about the length of a paper clip. Its skin secretes enough nerve toxin to kill 10 humans. Yuck. Now, it doesn't say here, this must be a different one. Frogs, you know, it's nasty, but frogs, their skin, they lose their skin like, I don't know, I was reading every couple of weeks or something. It's not listed on this one. Frogs lose their skin every couple of weeks, and here's the grossest part. They eat it. I don't know what to say. Frogs, they like to eat their own skin. It's really weird. So, you know, frogs, I guess, are cool, and we're going to have some fun making something with a frog, but I think they're kind of disgusting too. What do you guys think? Do you still have a positive outlook on frogs, or are you like me going, frogs are grosser than I thought? Okay, let's look at our samples here before we work with this die set. And I think I've got it on the right spot. That is a little bit crooked, so let me fix that if I can. No, wrong way. Who's calling me? Somebody's calling me, but it doesn't say who it is, so we're not going to worry about that. Okay, pool party, and I think we've seen most of these. We might have some extras here, so let's see what we have. That one says pool party, and I think that's using the fishbowl die set. I think we looked at that last week too. So there's an example of a combo. You can use your little peeps if it's a frog who can swim with your fishbowl. Fold it. Here's one frog on the farm, hop hop parade, and this is our farm fold it. And oh, my alarm's going off, so that means we are getting behind schedule here. But one day I'll make an hour. I haven't got to that point yet. I guess we're having too much fun, right? Chatting and doing the different games and that kind of stuff. So I guess we're having a good time. I'm sorry I forgot your birthday. Here he is with our, I believe this is a fold it, the pool fold it. Might be a a slimline. Don't want to get those mixed up. Oh, this is nice. Wobbles. I want to check this out. You see that guy wobbling around there? I just sent Wobbles back to Utah last week. I want to check and see if they're on the website real quick. So hang in there with me. So you see how you get that movement? You use the Wobbles to do that. And I was able to get the mini Wobbles back again. So let me see if they showed up on the website like they're supposed to. Where is that? Let me see if I can find the website. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the website and I'm going to just type in Wobble. I know the regular one should be on there, but if you want to give a little bit of extra movement to your card, these are fun and pop. Yeah, they're both on there. So for a long, long time, you see, we did not have the mini Wobbles, okay? But we did always have the larger, the regular size. Now, I could not purchase these in these size packs anymore. So the ones you are going to get, they are real Wobbles. I purchased large packs of these, and then Maria split them up and broke them into the 12 packs for us. So they are the official Action Wobbles. but they will not have this packaging, okay? Just be prepared. They'll just be in clear bags. That was the best we could do. We can no longer find these options available, but we do have the regular spring wobble and the mini, and they're both 12 packs, but you'll get them in clear, just clear bags, but they are the official. There are some knockoffs out there, but we didn't want to buy them, just not knowing if they were as good. So they are the official ones. We just had to break up the larger packs and add them into these little sets. So just so you know, that is back on the website, both sizes. Okay, back to our samples. Best buds, it says right there. Here's another one. Yeah, this pool is definitely a slimline because here it is on a slimline card. And we have our Hooray card. Awesome. Like a little shaker there, and they've added some sequins. I like that one. This one is really cool. He's out there by his pond. He's got the little lily flowers all around him. You're totally awesome. Last one. Let's go to the pool. Hop, hop, hooray. Okay. We are going to move over to our station and see. I'm just going to die cut him this day. We won't do any stamping. Or you can paper piece him and see what we can get and maybe try to add him to that step-up card base we just made. Let's head over there. Okay, I'll meet you over there at our workstation. It's getting pretty messy over here today. It's going to take me a while to round up. I was using all those different dies. It's going to take me some time to round up. Now, my first thought was I'm hoping to be able to place our frog in there. Let's see if I can do it or not. I did cut out the frog ahead of time, so that will save us a little bit of time here, which is good. And I'm going to give him a little bit of a layer so he has you can do a background like this if you want, a shadow, or you can go without. That is your choice. And this one, I was trying to make him just stand out a little bit, knowing that I was going to add him to or attempt to add him to a card base. So I think that shadow will help a little bit. Let's go ahead and put some adhesive on him. And we'll cut out some clothes and see how he turns out. There we go. Got the shadow and I've got the frog ready to go. And you could put him on there just like that if you wanted, but it'll be better if we add some clothes. So let's give it a shot. Let's give it a try. Oh, we've got some clothes there. Let's try that. He's got a shirt and he's got his goggles, snorkel. We're not really making a swimming card, so we're just going to go with the little outfit for him. And I don't know what colors might work with that. Green, those two will go together really nice. And we'll add his clothes there. Let's get something that will stand out a bit. Will that work? No. I'm not sure about this color combination, but this cardstock does have some, I have an adhesive sheet on it, so I'd like to try to use that. So let's go ahead and do that, see what happens. All right, I've got my frog. I'm going to set him off to the side so I don't lose him. I don't need that any longer. This should work right there. We'll give him a red outfit for this card. I'm not sure how the red and this strawberry along with what I think is tangerine and how it's really going to all look together, but you can probably come up with a better color combination than this. I probably should have picked like some kind of pastel color, but since I already had adhesive sheet, that's hard to say, on this, I wanted to try to use that. So basically, I ran that die through and it makes my die cut a sticker. Now, if I can find my little, there it is. So a lot of time your your die cut might get stuck in the die. If you, whoops, crash, you have a little tool there. That should poke it right off. Okay, you got it. And it looks like there's a little spot there that you could put some decorative. I'm not sure. On our guy, the green is just going to be, oh, I know, I could put an epoxy dot there. Maybe that will work. Let's go ahead and see if that peels off. It should. Okay, and since I use this adhesive sheet, basically I have a sticker. And I'm going to decorate this guy. Just like that. So there's his little outfit. Good to go. Oops, move that over just a little bit. Oh, all right. He's looking good. He could be getting ready for a swim. If you want to add the snorkel and goggles, you could, or you can just decorate him like this, like I'm doing. And I really don't like that green popping through there. So let's see if I can't find a little dot that will kind of cover up that spot. Again, don't criticize me for my color combinations. This is all over the place, but I'm just trying to show you that this can work. See his little arms popping out over here, so that doesn't look good either. We got to at least fix these problems. His arm should not be showing up there. That should be right by his neck. There we go. I got that evened out a little better. And I've got this little epoxy dot that will, so you can decorate and add in. That looks pretty good there. And then let's try to see if we can add this guy to our card. Yeah, my color combination is not too great, but here we go. I tried. Let's get some adhesive on his feet there. And of course, you could add him right to the front, but I was hoping I would find a way to be able to decorate these little steps here. So we're going to do that. And I just did adhesive on his feet, so we're going to kind of press that down. And there you go. So you've got your guy there, right? If I would have put this panel on the inside, you could write your little frog notes there, happy birthday, right? You could add that on the inside. So imagine this is all white. Our little frog is decorated there. We can add some extra interesting flowers or a sentiment, whatever you like over there. But that is our Little Peeps frog, along with our basic step-up card die set. This is a way that you can mix and match some of the items that you already have. If you have these two, they will work together. You pick, when I look at it, I think the frog looks okay, but I probably, for his shadow, I would have picked something different, something lighter that maybe would have incorporated, maybe orange might have looked good along with this, or maybe the pink even. You can mix and match and figure out your color combinations. But there you go. Some card ideas for you. Great. Okay, I hope you enjoyed seeing both of those items we presented today. You saw that they are pretty basic and fun to use. And if you have those, time to bring them out. We're getting it close to spring season, and we could have a cold frog all dressed up in winter clothes, right? Or you can start getting ready for your spring season coming up, and you can have them swimming out in the sun, all kinds of different things like that. Okay, we are moving on to our good news segment. And if you stuck around with me, this is where we open up our Bibles and we'll just do a little devotional for a few minutes. We'll do an overview of Matthew chapter 20. That's in the New Testament of the Bible. I have my real Bible with me today. And for this, I often have to put on glasses because now I've been noticing if there is enough light that I can usually see pretty good still. When my reading gets bad is when things are a little bit darker. Everything gets blurry. So I might be able to read this. I do have some extra, well, I don't know if it's extra lighting, but I have some good lighting here since my light's right there. And we're in Matthew chapter 20. And let me go ahead and find that. I'm going to move my mic just a tad. It's kind of getting in the way. Okay, Matthew chapter 20, we'll do a short overview, and then we'll do a little focus part where we'll actually do our devotional from. So if you have your Bible, great. If you don't, I will add the verse here that we're going to be focusing on, and you can follow along with that. Let me get rid of this here, hide that. So if we are in Matthew chapter 20, we're following along with Jesus. He's getting near the end of his ministry time here on earth. And it won't be long before they come arrest him and things kind of start to fall apart. Well, in our perspective, fall apart, but in God's plan, God was aware that all this was going to happen and take place, and Jesus was as well. So let's pray first before we read, because there's a really great benefit to that if we pray before we read God's word as well. We don't do it every time, but we probably should. And especially for our personal reading times, we might want to pray and ask God to speak to us. So let's do that together. Lord, thank you so much for this day that you've given to us, how you bless us and give us this fun time we can share together. And we just pray as we're reading your word now that you would open our hearts and our minds, and that you might speak to each of us in a special way. And that even now we could learn something that we could take away and apply it to our lives, as we want to live for you and we want to live for your kingdom. And we just want to serve you and love you and really worship and live lives that are to the best of our abilities, that we would be pleasing to you. And we know that it comes by reading your word. We know that you want to speak to us. So just bless this time in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, Matthew chapter 20. Right at the beginning, this is a really kind of cool and challenging part here. It's the parable of the workers. So we're talking about God's kingdom, and there's these workers. So think of it as believers, people like us who believe in the Lord. And maybe we started in this story, the master goes out and he gets servants. And some of them start early in the morning, say like 6 in the morning. And he says, I'm going to pay you this certain amount. And it says a denarius. He's going to pay him a wage for a day. And it was a fair wage. So they knew, these guys who started working early in the day, they knew how much they were going to get paid. The master had already set forth the exchange. They would work. They would get paid at the end of the day. Then he goes out and he finds some more workers. So let's say it's like 9 now. And then at 12 in the daytime. And then 3. And then finally he comes to the end of the day, and there's only like 1 hour left to work, and he finds some people down at the day labor place. Hey, why haven't you guys been working? And nobody asked us, they said. And he said, you come and work too. So all these guys who come at different times of the day, they work. Some worked a long full day, some just a short time. Well, now it's time to get paid. And the ones who came only and worked 1 hour, the master gives them a denarius, a full day pay. And then the ones who worked for like 9 hours, same thing. So they get all the way to the ones who started early in the day, and it says they expected to get paid more, and they were not. They said, this is not fair. This is not fair. And the master said, hey, it's my money. I can do with it what I want. So the master did keep his word, and he paid the guys who started early in the day exactly what they expected. But look how gracious he was towards the other ones who didn't work as long. So that's a reminder to us. Maybe we became Christians when we were younger and we served God all our lives. God said we're going to be a part of his kingdom. We're going to get eternal life. He's going to reward us in that way. But there's going to be some people who maybe just became Christians and lived just a short time for the Lord. You know what? God is going to pay them just the same. So we can't expect, just because we serve God longer, that we're entitled to more than what God has promises. Again, we really don't deserve anything. None of us do, correct? We owe everything to God. But he wants to reward us. And for those who even just for a short time, but really believe and trust him, he's going to reward them. This is an example of God's grace. God is gracious towards those who even become believers. We don't want to test that and just become a believer right before this life ends to choose to follow Jesus. We don't want to be that risky, but to know that people who serve the Lord just even for a short time, they're going to inherit eternal life, and they're going to be a part of God's kingdom just like those who have served them maybe all of their lives. God is just gracious that way. it's good. I want more and more grace. I hope that you feel that same way too, that you want more and more grace. Then the next part, we skip down to verse 17, where Jesus is again predicting his death and his resurrection. And it doesn't seem like this. He's walking with his disciples and he's warning them what is going to happen soon. But it just seems like they're not getting it. Like it's just, maybe they want to hear only the good stuff. And he does say he's going to die. He's going to be handed over to the authorities, and they're going to say he's going to be crucified. But then he's going to rise from the dead. So there's a combination, good news and bad news, as associated with Jesus. He's trying to prepare his disciples for this. It's going to be a big deal when they see Jesus die. How do you think they're going to feel? And are they going to remember that he warned them about this ahead of time? Are they going to be mindful that he said he would die just like this, but now he's going to be resurrected? Would they be expecting his resurrection? Well, if they were listening and paying attention and trusting Jesus, they should be able to hear these things. Okay, then we go down to, this part is kind of a little bit funny. These are one of these funny things. Down in, we just did that, down in around verse 20. So James and John, they get their mom to come to Jesus, and the mom comes to Jesus and she says, I want my kids to be at the right hand and left hand of your kingdom. And Jesus said, well, that's not up to me to place people at their position in God's kingdom. That is up to the Father, he says, which is, ideal. But the funny thing, I think it's kind of funny, is like, you want to get a promotion from Jesus, and you go get your mom to, you go get your mom to come with you to like the job interview, or, to put in your request for the promotion. I think it's kind of funny. But I also hear that happens nowadays, that some of the younger people, when they go on, can you believe this? I don't know if this is really true or not, but younger people, they take one of their parents, like, or maybe, I don't know if both, but one of their parents, when it's a job interview. Can you believe that? It kind of seems funny, but it even happened back in these times. But then the other disciples, they're mad at these two guys, James and John, because I don't know, maybe they're thinking, hey, how come we didn't come with that up with this idea first? But Jesus says, no. And we'll continue on with this passage, because it talks about being a servant and being great in God's kingdom. So we'll come back to that. Then in verse 29, we have two blind men who received their sight. Jesus is walking down the road, and I'm sure they have heard about what Jesus is doing. And they start calling out, oh, Lord, have mercy on us. Jesus, have mercy on us. And the crowd, the people are telling them, hey, be quiet, leave Jesus alone. But they are just persistent. It says they get louder and they keep calling him. And finally, Jesus comes to them and he asks them, what do you want me to do for you? What would you, if Jesus came to you and you were calling out to him and he came to you and he asked you that question, what do you want me to do for you? How might you respond to that? Wouldn't that be an awesome question to have Jesus ask you that question? What would you ask Jesus to do for you? It could be anything. How would you ask the Lord to help you? Maybe you have a health problem, or you're in a difficult financial situation. Maybe there's people that are hard to get along. What would you ask Jesus to do for you if he came and asked you that question? I always think, at least my first thought is that I would want Jesus to, and I this probably doesn't work, because remember how last week we talked about how we have free will, but I would want Jesus to touch the hearts of my friends and my family members, my neighbors, the people I work with, the way he has mine, so that I would know that they have a place in heaven. And that's one of the big things for me. The people around me, like you who are watching, I want you guys to be in heaven one day with Jesus. I want the people I care about to make it into heaven. So that would be something I would ask for. I'm not sure that Jesus would grant that request, because he does give free will to other people. So they have to decide for themselves. But here it says, they said, we want to see. And it says he healed them and they were given their sight back. Wouldn't that have been an amazing experience? But just prior to that, I thought it was interesting how these guys were trying to call out to Jesus for help, but there were people who were trying to discourage them. So I don't know if that ever happens to you. If you're wanting to follow the Lord and really serve him and commit yourself to him in a deeper way, and you might hear voices around you from people who are trying to discourage you from doing that, don't let that hinder you ever. If you want to serve the Lord and you have that desire in your heart, just go for it and just keep calling out, crying out to him, just like these guys, and see what God will do in your lives. But don't let people discourage you. These guys could have given up. Oh, well, they told us to be quiet, so we're going to just be quiet. Let's not do that. Let's keep going after the Lord. Okay, and then we want to go back to verse. We want to go back to our main focus here. I think I have back in verse 31, I think. No, that's later. I'm sorry, verse 26. And I do have the verse so you guys can all see. This will be our, our main focus here. Banners. Yeah, here we go. Okay, here's our verse. So remember, this is just after the two guys, James and John, along with their mom, had come and asked for a special place in God's kingdom. So they want to be in the more prominent position. And Jesus responded, "Yet it shall not be so." So he was comparing, he said, the Gentiles, the rulers of this world, they try to promote themselves. They try to get the higher position. But he says, no. This is what Jesus said his kingdom is like. "No, it shall not be so among you, but whoever desires to become great among you, let him be your servant. And whoever desires to be first among you, let him be your slave. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many." So Jesus says, we're not supposed to be like the rest of the world. We are called, we're believers in Jesus, we're called to be servants. And Jesus set the example for us. Jesus came to give, he came to give it all. He came to give his life. He came to serve us. And you can see the ways he would do that as he ministered to people, like the guys here that we read about in the story, how he healed them. Remember when we had the feeding of the 5,000 people plus, 5,000 men, and then the women and the kids, how he had compassion on the crowds when he would see them, how he ministered to people. It says that all the people that were brought to him, he would heal them. So Jesus came with that servant heart. He's setting that example for us to follow. Now, in the world, it says if you want to be great, you don't want to be a servant. You don't want to have other people tell you what to do or have expectations from you. But in God's kingdom, a lot of things are not, I would say, backwards or different than they are here in the world. So our desire is we want to be servants. And there's sometimes when we can want to be servants, maybe God has put something in our hearts to do, and it comes real natural to us and it's easy to do. But I had read that a real sign is if you are being a servant, or if I am being a servant, is when let me switch back over here to me. Why do I keep getting that wrong? Oh, I know why. When we want to serve, it seems like it's pretty easy. But when we are asked to serve, then that is the real question. Like, how is my heart then? When somebody asks me to do something, or expects me to do something, or requires me to do something, how do I respond in those times? So when people treat you or treat me like a servant, and servants or slaves, like it says here, they were not treated well. They weren't given the special place that James and John and their mom had wanted or requested. So, they are at this lower level and they're treated that way. How do we respond to that? So you remember how a lot of the times we talk about is really the condition of our heart. So when we have the opportunity to serve others and love others and minister to others, again, when it's on our own timetable or our frame, our own plan, with a good motive, that's great, easy to do. But when somebody else requires of us, how do we respond? And if you want to read a little bit extra, to this in Matthew chapter 24, which we'll get there in a few weeks. They said, they're going to separate the righteous from the unrighteous at the time of judgment. And Jesus said, you served me when you went and you ministered to the sick, or you took care of the poor, or you fed the people who didn't have food, or you visited the people who were in prison. Jesus rewarded the people that did that served other people. It says God's going to reward you for that. And then on the other hand, the people who were separated and not allowed into God's kingdom, it says, Jesus said, when you saw me when you saw the poor people and you saw the people who were hungry or in prison, you didn't do anything for them, then you are being separated and you're not following Jesus. You're not having a servant heart. I'm not having a servant heart when I do that. So we have to examine our own hearts, our own lives. There's times that we're going to want to serve and minister to others, and there's times that we're going to need to ask God to help us to have the desire in our hearts to minister to the needs of others. But we need to have that attitude of being a servant, and then we need to have the attitude of when other people treat us as a servant, that we're willing to do that, just like Jesus came to serve us. So think about that. Give it some thought. Do we care about people enough? Do we have a willingness to minister to the needs of others with not the expectation of getting a promotion or the highest place in God's kingdom? But are we just being more and more like Jesus? I know he's challenging us to do that. So see if you can do that. I want to see if I can do that too, just to have a willing heart to want to serve and follow the Lord, not just when I feel like it or the way I want to do it, but as God would want me to do it. And some of the time, there's that balance where you can't just let people walk all over you all the time and take advantage of you, right? But you got to know when there's people who are in need. They need somebody to listen to them, to love them, to talk with them, to share something with them, to share a meal with them, to invite them to church. There are opportunities for us to serve people. We live in a world that really is kind of hurting, right? There are a lot of people who are hurting. Life's been challenging, difficult. Let's be the kind of people who share our blessings with others. What do you guys think? Okay, we will wrap it up there. Let's figure out how we can be servants. That's what God would want us to do. So that'll be our takeaway from our devotion time today. I hope that you all have a great rest of your Tuesday. It was fun. Damari, I will pray for you. Awesome. Let's all pray for each other. We can just have a general prayer. We pray for everybody who is in joining us for these Take Two Tuesday episodes, everybody who will be watching later as we share God's word. Some of the time, different things that are said or thought about can speak to people, and God can use that. So that's what we hope for. But we had fun. We had some quizzes, and we did some teamwork. We will try to have something fun like that again next week, and we'll work on some more card making. Again, I'm reminding you, Thursday night is Crafting Corner. Stay tuned for that. And remember, there's going to be a little something special extra on this episode, so you'll want to check in. And what else? There are items on the website. If you haven't seen those, stop by and check it out. Your club shipment is on its way. If you're in the Die Hard Club or Stamp Club, we mailed those out last Wednesday, Thursday. They should be arriving soon. And then next week, we will be back we'll do Take Two Tuesday next week. I'm going to have to come. Usually I don't come to the office on Wednesday. I work at the home office. But next Wednesday, I'm going to have to come here because we're going to be shipping out the card kit next Wednesday, already another month. So that will be our first card kit for 2025. So again, I hope your 2025 is off to a great start. Thanks again for joining me. We had fun today. I think that is it. I am off I got all kinds of things to do. I got things to ship to Utah. I have video editing to do. I got to get some more posts on Facebook and YouTube and all that good stuff. So that is going to be it. Let's wrap it up. Anything else on there? You're welcome. Again, thanks everybody for helping out on our quiz today. We got 10 out of 10. That was awesome. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. Barbara, thanks for saying good job. And Terry says good job. I guess you guys like some of that card making stuff. Hi, Ruth. Packed for a cruise, Ruth. Awesome. Damari was late, but you made it. And again, if you're just joining in late and you want to rewatch, this is recorded. You can jump in at any time and watch the recorded version. It should get posted right when we're done here. Okay, God bless you all. Have a great and wonderful day. Thanks for joining me, and I should be able to sign out. Yes, here we go. Bye-bye. Take care.